Hi, if you could bear with me, the dating world has been filled with different types of guys looking for single women to be in a relationship with, but not all of them are looking for a long-term relationship. In today's video, I'm here to list 6 types of guys you shouldn't date, which is going to help you weed out the good ones from the non-serious one. But get closer. If you find yourself in a dating scene with these types of guys I'm about to list, do me a favor, run and never get back. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Hi, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael. This is The Moment with Michael. Don't forget to like, share your thoughts about the video, and also subscribe so that we can grow the channel together. The first type of guy you should never date in your life as a young woman looking for a long-term relationship is a guy who's so attached to his mother. Have you ever dated a mommy's boy before? If you have, you could clearly see, or if we clearly reveal that he is so attached to his mother and even find it difficult to bond with another woman because his mom has become the love of his life. How do you compete with a woman who knows everything about your man? It's very, very hard to compete with such a woman. Even if you survive the dating phase, the relationship progress to the next level will become very, very difficult for you guys. Trust me on that. So in my opinion, I think if you need the best way for your relationship, a guy who is so attached to his mother isn't the right one. Yes, it's definitely not the best way to build a successful relationship together. No, it's not. It's not like it's a no-brainer dating a guy who's so attached to his mother. But as an adult, there are certain things a mother shouldn't get herself involved into it, because if your mom becomes the third party, it becomes very difficult. Involving your mother in your relationship aspects, you need to be independent on the decisions you make. As an adult, as a guy, you are looking for a long-term relationship, or as a lady, you are looking for a long-term relationship, you shouldn't date a guy who is so dependent on the mom. The guy needs to be independent. The guy needs to handle issues, relationship issues on himself alone. With you need to think through. But each and every time he always go to his mom, becomes independent, the mom always scrutinize the relationship and make the relationship a miserable one for you guys. So for me, I think a romantic relationship, if it will work, both partners need to be matured enough to handle their problems without even involving any third party to the relationship. When you do any of these things, handling the problem yourself, if you want a long-term relationship. The second type of guy you should never date if you're a young woman looking for a long-term relationship is a guy who hang out with his friends. Do you know that a guy who hang out with his friends feels so completely, to the extent that whenever even he gets into a serious relationship, he prioritizes his friends over the woman he is dating? If you date a guy who normally chooses his friends over his serious partner, it shows that the guy doesn't want to go. Let's not be passionate. I'm not saying if you hang out with your friends it's very bad, but when it becomes too much, he will neglect you as his life partner. You always spend so much time, to the extent that when you need a partner to rely on, it becomes very, very difficult. That's why I always normally advise the young ladies that if you are entering into a relationship, you need to observe the guy thoroughly. You need to observe the guy closely, to the extent that if you are in the relationship with the guy, try to weigh him, that if I need this guy urgently? Am I going to get him? If I need this guy when I'm feeling bored, am I going to get him? Never date a guy who always hang out with his friends, because whenever you need a partner to rely on, it becomes very, very difficult. It's going to make you feel that he doesn't value you, because all his attention is always going out with his guys, all his attention is always having fun without having fun with you as well. You know, you need someone who is always going to make you feel valuable. You need someone who is always going to make you feel so preserved. Never date a guy who hang out with his friends, because when you do that, he's going to make you feel devalued. Whenever you date a guy who hang out with his friends, you are always going to feel so tiny, because you are not going to get enough time to be with him. You're not going to spend much time to, you know, have a lovable moment together. If you want your romantic relationship to work, you need to spend more time with your partner. Never date a guy who always make you feel so distant when he goes out with his friends. Third guy you shouldn't date is an emotionally immature guy. Maintaining a healthy relationship, it's really difficult. It's even difficult when dating someone who is emotionally immature. You know, if you want a long term or you want a future for your relationship, I think you need not to date someone who is emotionally immature. When you are in such relationship, or when you are in the dating stage of the relationship, you need to watch real quick of the person you are dating with. Let me give you a scenario. For example, whenever you are with a partner and there is a misunderstanding in the relationship and he tries to give you a silent treatment, for me, I think the partner you are having is not emotionally immature. I think couple who want a long-term relationship need to communicate freely, need to communicate all out to solve any kind of misunderstanding between them, to make the relationship move on as they want it. Whenever you date someone whereby there is a misunderstanding, each and every time you are the only one type of person who always go to reconcile with them before they give you the kind of talking space, I think they are not all that matured. Trust me, they are not all that matured. Healthy couples in a healthy relationship always need to talk freely to their partner whenever there is a misunderstanding, which is going to help build the relationship to a successful level. When you're in the dating stage, as soon as you notify or as soon as you get noticed that the partner you are dating isn't emotionally immature, you need to save the drama and walk out of the relationship, which is really going to help you and save you. The fourth type of guy you shouldn't date is the guy who is looking for a casual relationship. Whenever you go into a relationship with a guy who always seeks to have fun with many women as he can, he isn't looking for a serious relationship. Trust me, one of the things that you can see that he's not looking for a serious relationship is that he's always flirty. He's emotionally distant. In his conversation, the conversation he always have with you is a shallow conversation. Whenever you get in contact with this type of guy, you need to notice that he doesn't want the future. Anytime you try to talk about, like, he doesn't even talk about the future per se. He doesn't talk about parenting. He doesn't talk about how you want the future to be bright. He doesn't talk about marriage. He doesn't talk about kids. Dating this type of guy wouldn't help the relationship, wouldn't give you a good life partner to lay your head on. One of the tricks that they always do, or one of the signs that you can reveal or notice that this guy is looking for a casual relationship, is that each and every time they tell you how hot you look, they tell you how beautiful you attract them whenever they see you, they always tell you to send them nude pictures, nude photos, nude videos of yourself, or at times they send you nude photos or videos of themselves whenever you not even ask for. If you're a young lady looking for a long-term relationship, You shouldn't go out with a guy who is always looking for a casual relationship. At times, they tell you to keep the relationship a secret. They tell you not to make people or any other person know about the relationship. When a guy starts to give you this kind of conversation, I bet you the relationship they are looking for is a casual relationship. If you're looking for a serious or a long-term relationship, never go out with this type of guy. The fifth guy you shouldn't date is a guy who is so controlling and abusive. Whenever you are with this type of guy who is so controlling and a control freak, let me use that word, a control freak, and so abusive, it becomes very difficult to be in that relationship. I know it's good to tell your partner where you're whereabouts, where you are going to, the people you are moving with, your friends, but whenever your partner tries to restrict you where you want to go, he always tries to be on your nerves. It makes the relationship a very tougher one for you guys. For example, whenever you want to go and meet your friend, whenever you want to meet the family to, you know, have a good moment with them, he always tries to restrict you. He always tells you what to wear. He always tries to get on your nerves. Never date this type of guy. You know, you need to date someone who will love you, who will accept your quirks, who will always be there for you and accept how you are. Whenever you are in a relationship with this type of guy who's so controlling, at the dating stage, look at how he's treating you. More or less, when you get married to him, the relationship wouldn't be that kind of healthy. It wouldn't be that kind of the relationship you want. If you want a long surviving relationship, you shouldn't date a guy who's so abusive. Each and every time I always say this, abusive partners don't change. They always kill and scrutinize a relationship. Same type of guy you shouldn't date as a young lady who wants a long-term relationship is a guy who has multiple baby mamas. You know, there's nothing wrong with a guy who has one or two kids with different kind of women. There's nothing wrong with it. But when you find out that your guy is always getting, you know, different women pregnant notoriously, it's a huge red flag. Seriously. Because each and every time he always tries to get away with other women, which is really going to hurt you. He's the type of guy who always tries to, you know, go out with different women. He doesn't stay with one partner. When you are in a relationship with this type of partner, you are really going to find it very tough. You are really going to find it very tough. The relationship you'll be having with him wouldn't be a healthy one. There's one thing they always do. No matter the promises he gives you, no matter how commitment he always be to you, don't ever listen or don't ever get carried away by their words or by their promises they give you. If you want a good and a healthy relationship, I think you need to save yourself by walking away or leaving the relationship before you become their next baby mama on the list. This video is really going to help you weed out or extract the good guys from the bad one. If you want a healthy relationship as a young lady, you need to be very observant whenever you are choosing a guy to be in a relationship with. I hope this video is really going to help you. Don't forget to click on the like button, click on the notification button, and always share your thoughts about this video. Stay fabulous. See you on the next one.